run from 45 to 56 because we haven't done it yet with me anyway.
Well, that'd be a good idea then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, I end that first beat of 56, so we go through the 6/8, and then that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Before you start conducting, make sure that you're feeling it trembling. Who's part?
Are you trumpet one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I was looking over at Henry, and Henry wasn't playing because, I mean, his part didn't have anything there. So I got you.
Okay, so does it feel like they're dragging or you're rushing? Or both? Or neither? Or something else?
Well, it feels like I'm trying to go faster than they are.
You're rushing.
Okay.
Feel that really strongly as you conduct. And here's a trick. I've not told you this yet. Here's a trick that I learned from Gary Lewis. And I learned it because I heard it. And I asked him about it in the conducting seminar at Michigan. When he would conduct us on a piece, especially that was slow, everybody do that with your teeth.
Grind your teeth.
Not grind them, but
I'll still go crazy if I do that.
you can hear that really loudly. And even if you're in front of a marching band, you can hear that really loudly. And you can do it in a really subtle way that only that you know that you're doing it, but I caught him doing it, so I asked him, what are you doing? And if you're in a place that there's like 5 different centers of pulse, and you're trying to unify everything, and you're having a hard time feeling it yourself, it's a really good technique. Okay? Off you go.
45? Let's go back to 51, please. Now let's.
Christian, we're still getting, and I don't think it's the baton, but we're still getting a lot of this motion from the elbow and the shoulder instead of just wrist motion. Remember what Mr. Whitwell talked about, conducting a little bit more from the wrist, especially in music that's lighter and more bouncy, or from the fingertips, which he doesn't like, but I do. So whatever way that you can conduct more from the tip without working so hard, because that's part of the reason that the pulse is a little bit inconsistent. So just kind of think about that 5% compared to the 95% that you're listening. Okay, what's the next one?
I was going to go back to measure 17.
Okay, off you go. And what are we working at? What's our focus? So they know what they're focusing on.
I was going to remind them of what I had asked for on the board the last time I drew.
Okay, so can you remind them and then show that in your conducting? Okay.
Okay, I wasn't going to even say anything. I was just going to do it. Remember the mountain I drew on the board?
Okay, well the mountain is about dynamic contrast, right? Pacing? Okay. So maybe a better way to say it would be exaggerate what you see.
Exaggerate what you see.
Okay. So now you're making it about us as a family, because we're making music together. Okay?
This and do the other stuff. Like I've been working on that and practicing too, but it's like I guess I'm so focused on trying to do that I'm not showing the other stuff too.
Mhm.
And
Correct?
I'm
That's
trying
why we
to-
have the class.
well, yeah, just
Throughout the course of the class, and I'll explain again, I've explained before, the whole purpose of the first semester class is to work on technique, but really through making music. The whole purpose of the second semester class is to be a conductor. And the technique is becoming more refined through conducting actual music. So it's very practical, okay? So like I said, 5% you're thinking about you. 95, you're listening to them. Do it again. Change your focus. So the tempo's dragging a little bit. It's because there's a lot of travel in your motion rather than just conducting from the tip. Some of this you don't even need to travel at all, just conduct more from the tip. Just let it bounce, and then it'll help you to not drag in these kind of sections where there's a melody that's kind of in augmentation that's slurred. It's very easy for that kind of music to drag. Okay? So maybe do part of that again and make sure that doesn't happen. That's better. I'm hearing an aquatic saxophone. I'm not sure who it is.
What?
An aquatic saxophone. Oh, I guess it's on you. Okay, anything else? You're ready.
I'm good.
Let's perform. Okay, go back 10 bars and let's end it with a positive note, so to speak. Because we had 3 people lost.
Alright, 45.
83.5. Okay, so you've done a good job of memorizing most of the music names, but not all of them. But it's better. It's a work in progress, and it's hard. That's why I wanted you. That's why I kind of made you choose I kind of chose this piece for you, didn't I? Because you needed that. Okay, this is the hardest, technically the hardest piece in the book for people to choose. Okay, so that's been an improvement. Now, when you hear the wheels start to come off the car in a performance, that's when your conducting has to become more specific. Specific people. Sections aren't good enough, and usually principals. That's when you conduct the principals to make sure the principals know where they're at, and then the sections will follow the principals. Did you feel the wheels start to fall off? Okay. So that's when you need to become more acute, your focus on who needs you, and then give them what they need. Okay? All right, comments, please.
So one reason I think that we kind of got lost is because you kind of got lost, and so you started going into the 2, which isn't inherently bad, but your downbeat was where your upbeat should have been, which is why we got confused. So in that situation, I would just beat 1 until you can really feel that you get right back into and then go into the 2 like right on it. Because going into 2 isn't bad, and it actually works right there. Just line it up.
I could tell there were a couple spots where you were really focused on making the music itself, and the technique kind of just forgot about it, and you could hear what you wanted to hear, and that was good. That's what you're after. More of that, like doing technique in the practice room at home. Just come in and just pattern whatever, just make the music that you want to hear. And there were a couple moments like that, and those were moments were good. So more of those would be great.
Other comments, please? Thank you, Christian. So ends our class.
All of your videos up until just the 3 today are officially up on YouTube now. So
You're awesome. Thank you, Nancy.